What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Obviously, Bitcoin's taking a little dump right now. We're going to take a look at the chart, see what's going on. We're also going to take a look towards the end of the video. Make sure you stick around. We're going to be taking a look at the smaller time frame, also the DXY. We're going to look at my gold and silver charts. They're both about 6 to 8 months old. We're going to look at Ethereum and Litecoin and XRP towards the end, so make sure you stick around for the whole video. I'm going to run through everything, and then I'll get into the chat and chit-chat with you guys. So let's begin. So I did it again today. I put a poll up on Twitter if you wanted a live, recorded, or just to F off. Still got my trolls out there, 11.6. Love you guys. Let's take a look at the charts. So this is the rising broadening wedge I've been talking about forever. We did break down through it. The measured move target is 23.3, but as I said yesterday, we could still come back up and get back inside this wedge. So be aware of that. Otherwise, the target is down here, and that doesn't mean that it goes straight down in one shot. There'll be a lot of bouncing around in here, and we'll take a look at the comparison again for the .com bubble and now. And I've explained it before. I'll go over it here in a minute, but as you guys know, I think this is a big ABC possibly, and it could get much worse, but as of right now, that's the way I'm looking at it. There could still possibly be, like I said, if we get a jump back up into this wedge, we could hit this wave 2 and then be looking for a big wave 3 down, and that could go even further down than this measured move. We'll talk about that as it happens, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you aren't already. Make sure you take a second out, smash that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. So if you enjoy the videos that I put out, at least take a second out, smash that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Anyways, let's get some of this stuff out of the way here and look at where our next resistance may be. These are the Elliott wave counts. If you guys haven't seen them, I've went over them in the past. You can check my past videos. But as of right now, it looks like we may be closing the daily below this 200 EMA, which is around 49,950. If we do that, that's probably pretty bad news for Bitcoin, although it may come back up by tomorrow and retest that area if we do close down here. So keep that in mind. But we did get the daily sell signal up here when the 8, 13, and 21 crossed the 55, and then our next candle opened and closed below the 8. That is a sell signal. It's not always 100%, but it works most of the time. Back here, you can see we had a fake out and then a huge push up, so beware of that. Watch out for it. And if we look at the RSI down here, we did break back through the wedge. We do have plenty of room on the RSI. If you see back over here, I marked the low on the RSI. Could come all the way down to this range. Not saying it's going to, but it is very possible. If you guys are in shorts now, I suggest at least putting your stops in profit, at least partial of your trade or something. Don't try to ride it all the way to the end. Always take profits, guys. If you're in some profits, make sure you lock them in. All right, let's take a look at the Dow. So this is the Dow on the daily. This is where we're at right now. Like I said, it does look a lot like the top of the .com bubble. This was back in 99 and 2000 here. Looks like we could be doing the same thing. I know people think the stock market's going to go a lot higher, which is definitely a possibility, but I'm showing you the bearish point now. And if you look at how much it dropped 31% back in the .com bubble. If we did 31% again, that would put us way back down into the low 20s range on the Dow. Let's take a look at this was Amazon in the .com bubble. I've talked about this before. Everyone got super bullish here in the .com bubble at the top, and it looks a lot like Bitcoin right here. Same type pattern with a big ABC correction that was overextended, which makes it an irregular correction. We've talked about it plenty of times on the channel. I made a video about it way back. Go ahead and check it out. But as of right now, we are getting a bounce off this 55 EMA on the weekly, as we did back here, but we ended up going back below it one more time before continuing up. So be prepared for that. If we close a weekly below this 43,000, I would I would be very, very, very cautious at that point to be doing any longs, although we did bounce back up above it over here. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. And if you look at the drop here on the bubble, and the reason I talk about the bubble, everybody says Bitcoin's totally different, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get it. But the emotion surrounding this whole market, the euphoria, everything is the same as the dot-com bubble. The junk garbage projects, just like dot-com. This, everybody says this is negative talking about this. To me, this is extremely positive because it'll wash out all the garbage just like it did in the dot-com bubble. And then eventually, yeah, Bitcoin can go to those super high highs if it is one of the ones that succeed. As you guys know, Amazon cruised up. Amazon is like 300% higher than it was at the bottom over here. So keep that in mind. This is not being negative. This would be great. This would get rid of all the shit coins, all the garbage, all the scams. Probably not all of them, but a big chunk of them, which is exactly what the crypto space needs. We need to get rid of those scams. That's my opinion, maybe not yours, but it's mine. But as you can see, there was bearish divergence there, just like there is over here. So this is why I'm really taking a look at this. And if it was to go down the same 95% here, would be around 3,700. Not saying it's got to go there, guys. Does not have to go that low. Obviously, Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. Bitcoin could still go to new all-time highs this year. Who knows? I'm showing you my thoughts and my views. Do what you will with them. But if that was to happen, it took Amazon, let's see how long it took to go break that high. That took from 99 all the way till 2009. So 20 years before it reached that top again. Could that happen in Bitcoin? That is very possible. Not saying it's gonna, but I'm just saying you guys got to be aware of this stuff. I know everybody thinks up only. There's no way Bitcoin could go that low. There is ways that it can go that low. So just be cautious, be careful. I'm not telling you to long, short, sell, buy, anything like that. You make up your own decisions. I'm showing you what I see in the charts. And everybody wants to talk about the gaps up high, but they don't want to talk about them down low. There's a big gap here at 33,000, another big gap around 25,000, and another one around 18, 11, 96, 76. It keeps going on and on. There's a bunch of gaps down there. If you guys are interested in trading, I definitely suggest you check out PrimeXBT, by far the best exchange for trading. You can also trade Forex, gold, silver, S&P, Dow Jones, oil, gold, everything all on one exchange. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can use my link down below. And I do have a tutorial on it right here. You can use my promo code SAVVY25. That will get you 25% off your fees. There was a Savvy50 code too, but they are reworking all that stuff. You can try it and see if it works, but I know the Savvy25 still works, but there are going to be some more bonuses later. I'll be letting you guys know, but definitely check that out. And let's get over. Oh yeah, like I said, down here there is a tutorial on it. It's the one that says new on the corner. Go ahead and check it out. There's some other tutorials down here that'll really help you guys out if you are new to crypto. This is the long term, just looking at the parabolic rises. Every time the parabolic rise broke, we went into a bear market right here. 2017 bear market. We have broken it over here, and we've talked about this yesterday. If we zoom into the fib channel here, we are getting rejection at this fib, and I believe that's the 0.382 fib. Let me go out back over here. Yes, 0.382 fib. That is where we are. Oh, nope. Let's see. Yeah, 0.382 fib. That's where we're at right now. Getting rejection. We did fall down slightly below it. Let's see where it's at now, so we know we break back above this level and get support on this fib would be around 50,700, 50,800, somewhere in that range. Keep an eye on that. And let's take a look at, this is from yesterday's video. This is a 4-hour chart where you're looking at this rising channel. The first target here is around 45.4. So I'd look around 46.2. We may get a bounce in this area. That could be the end of this, and then we cruise on up for a retest of this rising wedge here, and that would be depending on if, when, and where. If it went up like tomorrow and hit it, it'd be like 52,500. If it was in a week or two, it'd be about 53 to 54,000. Like I said, keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that area. But I do think we'll most likely get a bounce here. If we don't, the next measured move for that is looking at this whole piece right here as a bull flag and a flag pull. That'd get us down to around the $34,000 to $35,000 range. So another thing to be cautious about, guys. We got room on the RSI. As you can see, we had the same rising channel in the RSI that broke right here. And I've talked about it plenty of times. Once I have a trend line broken, even with a wick, I believe that it's going to break again in the near future, and that's exactly what happened here. We talked about it yesterday. I said if it did bounce up, we could be going as high to test the top again around 53.5. But if we broke the bottom, then these were my targets. Obviously, we broke the bottom. If you guys would check out my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. She's got a lot of cool stuff on there. Crypto section. If you guys got pets, she's got a lot of cool pet stuff on there. Just a lot of great stuff. Great Christmas gifts, and if you hurry up, she can get them out pretty quick. She puts like family pictures on slate, glass, all kinds of different stuff, guys. Check it out. And the DXY. So we're gonna look at the DXY, then gold, then silver, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and then XRP. I'll give you my charts that I've had drawn out forever, and we'll see how they're playing out. That's why I don't show them every video. They haven't really changed. So we're looking at this as an Adam and Eve here with a measured move for the DXY at 97.80, and I still believe we are at least heading up to that range. We have another measured move here of 98.47. So I do believe we'll eventually be getting up. This is starting to look a lot like a bull flag here, guys, so we could go a lot higher. And if you guys, let me go into the daily and I'll show you what I've been watching. I think we're eventually going to come back up and hit this trend line around 102. We'll see what happens at that point. If we do get up to this range, around 102, somewhere in there, I do believe that at that point, the stock markets and Bitcoin could be bottoming out. So keep that in mind if we do have the big drop that I do believe is coming. This is the gold chart. I do think this is just a huge ABC correction right here for gold, and that would be around 1602. Now, if this ended up just being a wave 1, 2, and a 3, we could go as low as 15,000. But again, I've had this chart drawn out since May when we hit up here, when we had our big drop in Bitcoin. Silver, these are my targets. Again, these charts are old. I've had them for about 8 months. I think I made this one at the break of here, somewhere in this range, but I drew this as resistance, and we did get a little bit above it, but still got target of around 20 bucks, possibly as low as 15.50. Ethereum is looking bad. It's breaking down below the 55 EMA right now. The next point of support for Ethereum is, and I'll tell you something else too that I'm looking at, but the next point of support for Ethereum is going to be around this 38.50. If that breaks, look for the 200 EMA around 33.77. If that breaks, we could be seeing as low as 18.50. Why do I say 18.50? Because remember what I said about the trend lines. You can see this wick broke here. Chances are we're going to break through this. We could go as low as 18.50. If Bitcoin continues down a lot further, Ethereum can go down a lot further. Litecoin, my first target we were talking about was this 175 range. We broke that. Next target's around 106. If that breaks, we're looking at the old lows again, a $20 range, $25, whatever. But if we get support here, we may come back up to this 185 range, somewhere in there. So XRP is looking pretty bad, guys. If it cannot hold this, like I said, this is another one. This trend line broke with a big wick. I do believe it'll end up breaking again. So watch that 76. If that holds, XRP might be okay. But if it breaks again, I think we could go down into the 20-cent range in the next, who knows, few months, year, whatever. Might take a long time, but that's what I'm looking for. And let's get into the chat. What's up, guys? 99. Oh, it is 10 years. My bad. It was 10 years till Amazon reached its old high again. So, and it's actually been about 20 years since it topped as of right now. So, In 20 years from now, maybe you'll see $1 million Bitcoin. But I do think Bitcoin needs to wash out all the crap, all the junk projects that are fake and scammy. And once that happens, then I think, Bitcoin can really get some feet on the ground and move from there. That is my opinion, does not have to be yours. Seems like a much more level-headed approach compared to all the other crypto YouTubers. Refreshing perspective. Yeah, and it hasn't changed. This ABC I was looking for. If you watched this channel back here, we called this whole dip. I did think it was going to go a little bit lower, and I didn't think the ABC here was going to be so high, but it did end up being an irregular correction, which this whole thing right here is just pretty much a stop hunt for anyone that shorted there and then to come back down. So just be cautious and be careful, guys. Be careful who you're listening to. Like I said, I'm not making calls here. I'm not telling anyone when to buy, not telling you when to short, not telling you when to sell, not telling you when to long. I'm just showing you what I see in the charts. Hopefully you'll be able to take something from it and learn how to read the charts a little bit yourself. If you don't put in the time, you're probably not going to learn. You got to put in the time, guys. All right, we're going to be rich after the bear market, guys, said RL. Savvy tells things how they are and backs it up. Yeah, like I said, I'm just showing you what I'm seeing and why. I could definitely be 100% wrong. Who knows? But I'm showing you why I see it. So I do have reasoning behind it. So if it makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. What I see. I joined one of the comps on PrimeXBT. I'm top 100 so far. Right on, Wild. That's another thing for PrimeXBT. You guys, right now they have, if you go over to it, I can't show you on this one, but right up in here, once you start your account, like I said, the link's down below. Definitely check it out and you can watch my video. Kind of guide you through it a little bit. But if you go right up in this area, it says contests. You can totally trade for free. Join the contest. They give you a amount to start with, and then it's a competition. So, or free. So you can, with no risk, learn how to get familiar with the exchange, get used to how to long and short, get used to, if you want to trade the other markets in it or whatever, you can do all of that. And if you win the competitions, then you get a tradable account. I think one is $100,000. So you'll get $100,000 tradable. Whatever you win off that, you get to keep. And then the other ones I think are 5,000. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I got my dogs behind me. There's one, there's the other one, and I think one of them's dreaming because they're kind of barking in their sleep right now. So say hi to the dogs, guys. CME, can you explain, please? What is it? CME is that's traded on traditional markets, so they are closed on the weekends, obviously, and you a lot of times will create gaps during the weekend, and usually those gaps fill. They don't have to, but I was just pointing out them lower gaps because everybody only wants to talk about the gaps going up. There's lower gaps too. They don't have to fill right away. They could take years to fill. Savvy is bearish when it's bearish and bullish when it's bullish, not bullish when it's bearish like other Moonboy YouTubers. Dogs are even better than the bears. Right on. They're actually pit bulls. Kind of ironic, huh? Dogs are the best, so loyal. My family and I have 3 dogs also. Yeah, I love dogs. I've had dogs all my life. Love them. Did your dog short the top as well? They would if they could, I'm sure. They hear me talk about it quite a bit. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Like I said, I talked about the areas to watch, so make sure you go back and watch the whole video if you're just joining in. And guys, don't forget, take a second out, smash that thumbs up. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I hope everybody's doing solid in their trading. If they are trading, just be careful out there, man. Have a plan. Always use stops. Never risk more than you're willing to lose. Use risk management, guys. Risk a little to gain a lot. Take your losses before they get too big if the trade turns around on you. So love you much. Take it easy, guys. I am